to be patient, we're running out of time. No way I'd let you say goodbye. No way I'd let you say goodbye. You said there ain't no meaning, I just wanna understand everything that led us here, the teardrops when I hold your hand. No way I'd let you say goodbye. No way I'd let you say goodbye. Can we watch it fade, fade away? Can we let it fade, fade away? We'll take it day by day. Can we watch it fade, fade
Welcome everybody for the round number 2 of the Formula Racing League Pure Sim Gear season on Thursday night, and here we are with both the Alien and the Pro. So on your screen it's the Silver and the Platinum, theoretically. At the moment all of them are onto the racetrack as we go for a little aerial view of the Spanish track of Valencia. This track which is kind of, as you can see from the left of your screen, giving homage to Valentino Rossi, even if this was the infamous track that technically made him lose the championship in 2015. That is another completely different story. Why do I have... Okay, there was something else going on. As I was saying, Spanish track, which... Oh, wait, I also have to do this. Okay, and now it becomes funny, because I don't know which button it is here. I am a genius. I am an absolute weapon, and I think I should become the next person of something. By the way, Valencia track, here you are on the main straight. Obviously for now all the drivers are going for their starting lap, so no real time will come across at the moment, as Holden puts his first 31.0, but the track is pretty cold, so I doubt there will be the first times. But this track is quite phenomenal. You can see all the drivers on track. It's a lot of them. It's exactly 38 drivers, and here we can have an aerial view of this track, which is actually very short in terms of area occupied. You can see how little area it actually occupies, and yet you can have a track which is more than 90 seconds. Usually in qualifying it's 29 even. It's 29. You can hit at 29, so 89 seconds, but you can see how little this track actually is. This track mainly used in MotoGP, but also used in the GT World Challenge. It has been one of the final venues of the GT World Challenge Europe, the Sprint Cup, not the Endurance one. Here there isn't an Endurance round. And if I remember correctly, then also the calendar for the season is here, but I can't really remember. At the moment, Locasa and Van Tielen are in the very lead of the qualifying standings. Then we have Nopek in the Garage 59 car, and then we have the number 67 of Tom Wegman. Obviously, there is different... Oh, okay, the rain is coming, but in 30 minutes, so really nothing to worry about. The standings are different, so you have the pro standing and the alien standings, but obviously on track, whoever can do whatever he wants. There isn't really a sort of priority, as Benjamin Eka goes in third place, 3 milliseconds away from second place, and 18th from Lucas, and with Nopek just following 30 milliseconds behind the leader. So in 30 milliseconds we've got the first 4, and then we have Congratel a 10th away, but he is improving. Very important to see Morgan where he will land, since he is improving quite a bit, but De Jong is also absolutely making a good improvement. He was many times better than himself, but unfortunately everything has been lost. I think we can go with Nopek in his interior cam, because he is improving enough to get into pole by a good chunk. Same goes for Ek. Obviously the issue is that if you find someone else in front of you, you can't really say anything to them, even if they are silver, or rather silver in the leaderboard, but pro in class. And in fact you can see kind of challenging whichever Ferrari that was. I can't really recall. Oh, in fact going extremely wide into the gravel, and the lap is not valid anymore, but X lap is actually valid, and a good valid one, because he will go into the pole provisional with 13 to go by 70 milliseconds, although I think it's very little time, because Lucassen is demolishing it. He's absolutely making it for himself. 4/10 of a second, nearly 5 into the last sector, into the right-hander, which is very difficult, this one here, because you actually have to brake and turn on the same time. Over the main back straight, which is not really a long back straight, it's actually quite short, and over the very long left-hander into what is technically an hairpin. I can't really say for certain if it's an hairpin or not. For me it's an hairpin. Over the curb on the outside, and it's going to be 5 times better than himself, so this means he will go into the 29 as I said early on in the pre-quali, I don't know, in the aerial view, and it's going to be the first and only, maybe, 29 at the moment. Pro driver Wegman 6 times away from pole, and are sure to become a very little 6th place in overall, and it could become very quickly 2nd place, because Ek is just a bit more than 2 times away I'm seeing an improvement by Ventilen, but that improvement will not go forward since he went off track. And unfortunately, Wegman lost everything in the very last point of the track. So now it's going to be just a 5th place for the Dutch driver. An improvement nevertheless, and certainly he is quite a few positions away from Ulrich, which is following in the Bentley number 41 and 23 of another. But oh, never mind what I said, because Holden goes very quick. The British driver in next place is now 2 times exactly on the milliseconds, 2 times away from the pole in Pro. So still 2 times, but still it's just 4 places away. In 1 second, in exactly 1 second, you can see from here, we've got 14 drivers. Melvin Cruz is for ST Racing, your 14th placed driver. Veldman, I suspect he has a quali ban from the last race, and Sanchez here is the last in the Pro in Alien class with 2 seconds missing. Stein and Gonzalez still without a lap time, and Eck Ventilen went for his 2nd lap after the lap prior was not a valid one, although it was an improvement, but it was not a valid one. And everyone behind is into the pit or starting their lap times or without a valid lap time. So for now, I think the only improvement will be him, although there is Busov very, very far away in 53rd, making a half a second of improvement. Van Illisut goes narrowly misses an improvement. He went practically equal to himself, and he will stay in 24th place behind Busov, the number 100. I saw just a car going somewhere. I think it was Brown going in 20th. Ventilen is going to improve. 1st row for him, but still 2 times away from the very lead and the top of the qualifying session. Fernando here making a 10th from 13th place. The McLaren 720S, which is the Evo version. Last time this car drove in the World Venus, it has been in IMSA in the Long Beach round, in the GTD Championship with Inception. And I will not make any spoiler. But maybe yes, actually it passed a good chunk of time. But Inception Racing kind of died on itself. And I hope it doesn't happen even here, because the barriers are quite far away. But Fernando goes now in 10th place. 2nd place in the class. And 10th overall. 7 times away. And same time as Garby, but Garby made it first. De Jong goes in 4th, number 56, currently 4th place, 5 times away from the lead, and into pit lane for a change of tire and a splash of fuel. Then we've got I'm trying to have a look at someone who is improving, who is actually on a valid lap, and apparently the answer is Canton. Davide Canton, or Canton? Canton, there you go. Oh no, I speak in Italian. Davide Canton here for TRS 219 Pro Class. FRS, apologies. Over the curb! Oh, way too much into the curb. I think he lost everything. Yep, he lost everything. We can go with a little replay, because this is fundamental to have a view, to understand what may happen during the race. You can see going on the left a bit too much, missing the apex, and going over the curb, and the car simply doesn't have anymore the grip and traction. So he just goes away, and Casita Rush goes in 24th place. At the moment we just Von Kalben here, no wait, Wegman, I think it was Wegman actually making improvement. Yeah, it was Wegman going in 6th place, gaining back a place, and still improving for himself. 130.157, 20 milliseconds away from Nopek in front. Still a bit far away from Fernando, class rival. We can have a bit of a crank it up, and we can hear some of the noise of the McLaren. So here we are with Lucassen still leading the... Give me OBS back. Lucassen leading the current standings. Then Van Tielen behind, then Wegman, which is now in 3rd place with that very good lap overall in 3rd, and arguably without a real trouble staying in the leading class. Nopek goes now in 3rd. And Vianello is also making a bit of an improvement here. Sim Racing Team, number 69. Those 3 times will be heavily benefiting for this car. At the moment, okay, never mind, because he went off track. So no improvement will happen to their car and the team and the driver, etc. Canton went in to put the 18th timed lap, and also off the track he goes. I think Busov now in 15th. Maybe able to clinch a couple of places more. This Ferrari 296. This part is very difficult to nail. You have to brake and turn at the same time. We will have a bit of a better view of the track later on when I will do the usual drone view from above, flashing the lights, doing the best Conor de Philippe impression there, over to the left hand side, over the hairpin, and it's going to be a chunk improvement from 9 times away from pole to 5 and a couple of bits to go into 7th place. Absolute improvement for at the number 95. Also Nopek is improving at the moment by a 2/10 of gap, which is now 1, which is now 0. Okay, never mind, it went a bit wide on entry. Lost a couple of times on exit rather than entry. Same goes to Kiss, which was improving a bit. Apparently for now, the best car on track at the moment is this one here. He just needs 2 milliseconds to get a position more. It seems like he could do it. Still a corner to go. A bit insecure on the brakes there. In fact, he lost a bit of time, but that bit of time will not be enough. And Nopek will go in second. But it could be just a moment. Because Van Tielen is narrowly making an improvement. He needs more or less 60 milliseconds. He doesn't have them, so he will stay in third. He has 2 attempts left. Now in second row for the Belgian German, the Belgian driver, and he just needs 60 milliseconds, which is 2 times the time you need to blink your eyes. It could be there. Also von Kalben, very interesting. The German driver here, which is on his last attempt, very likely. For now, making a good improvement. Which is not in there anymore, all of a sudden. For his cameras are not the greatest. To send a little point, so maybe it's better this one here. But this one are actually a bit more scenic. Until still having some trouble making an improvement which fits the gap he is missing. In fact, he goes across the line and still it will stay in. It will remain a third place because he goes into the pits. So Nopex is likely safe. Van Tielen 2. Kassen, I don't think anyone will really make something so exceptional. Von Kalben goes into the pits. Busov is not over yet. And Canton, Davide Canton here, which was improving, but you saw he went extremely wide on entry. Lunardi for ATS Corsa Sport team. Rodolfo Lunardi 75 here in 22nd place, making a good chunky improvement there. Just in front of Busov. No, just behind Busov and just in front of Congretel. Busov, which will not make an improvement. But the car behind may do it. But for now, we'll stay with the Italian driver, which goes across the line, making a jump of 5 places into 17th. And Busov will remain in 8th because Congretel will go in 4th place for the virtual driver by TX3. To put his car in 4th. I don't think anyone. Oh, wait, there is someone actually. Gonzalez is still improving. But it will effectively remain 36th place there. And Locassen is your pole sitter with Nopek following alongside. But we'll go shortly to our grid walk. Just a couple of seconds before it goes into race mode. And here we are with the rain. Look at that. Look at that. It's actually damp and it's going to be raining even more so without seemingly any stop. So rain tires for them all. That was not needed to fall, but okay. So as we go into, no, I just need to do this. Tac. Voila. Come on. Okay, thank you. So usual. Over the grid, we have your starting car, which is Lucassen in the 414 Ferrari. Then we have Nopek on the left side in the 48 McLaren. Then we got Van Tillen and Congretel following. Wegman, McLaren 67, pole sitter in Pro Class. Eck alongside De Jong, then Busov. Von Kalben is your Ferrari on the right, and the McLaren on the left is Fernando completing your top 10. Then we got Keddy, Tobben, Garby, and Holden in the Ferrari there, with the Bentley of Ulrich in 15th. Then Gallo. Following is Lunardi, which just took 17th place at the very last moment, with Cruz, Morgan, 888, and Canton in the 219 Porsche. Vianello is following with Brown, Kiss, and Novak. Then there is Robinson in the Ferrari on the right, and Kasitrash on the Ferrari on the left. Corving is following with Van Lieshout behind Sberla, number 68, Osorio 503, Smith, then Oddo, then Orshkin, with Sanchez, Guaglio, Gonzalez, and Stein, and then Veldman completes your grid. If you don't see the liveries of certain cars, well, honestly, don't give the fault to me. I went through it, so I can't be at fault here. I hope, unless there is an issue with the tool that's outside my control. I just need something, because as always I actually have everything ongoing, and then I kind of forget. Voilà. I needed this one here. Yes, give me this. Thank you a lot. So we go for a tour of the Valencian track. Turn 1 is Aspar. You basically have to brake on the final part of the pit lane start. Then on the left you go. Duhan, turn number 2, dedicated to the rider, famous rider. Turn 2 is the left hand side. You basically have to brake on the marker, on the white marker on the AstroTurf. You aim for the AstroTurf usually, because in the dry you will do it, but not here. Then we have turn 3 and 4, Nico Terol. You basically brake after the marker. Even here you aim for the curb, but not for the AstroTurf, and then you aim for the AstroTurf on the outside into 5. Same idea here, but it's a very technical one, because you have to utilize everything from the outside and then rapidly change the line. Over here, brake after the marker on your right. You aim for this curve, which is very difficult because you are very susceptible to sliding. Straight line, practically, even if De La Fission is turn 7. You brake on the marker? No, not really. Just a tiny bit later. And you keep braking while turning. And then you aim for the tarmac on the right. You cut across. That was Bernat Martinez turn 8, then 9, and then we have 10 here, which just is a prequel to Jaume Masia. Hairpin on the right. Going for the curb. Under the billboard. You keep the left all the way here to go into Champi Herreros. You aim for the curb, but not too much, because there is a bump otherwise on the inside, and then on the outside the same thing, because there is a bit of a bump between the tarmac and the curb. You then go here all the way to the outside to the turn 14, and then Adrian Campos is your breaking point. Obviously, as always, it's the white marker, and Adrian Campos is final hairpin to go into the beginning of the straight. We've got one car on the pits. It's going to be Sanchez that starts from the pits. Then we got our start for the race. A green light, and away we go. And I think it's a very good start by practically everyone in the top 6. You can clearly see Nopek trying really to defend whatever is possible to defend on the inside. It's raining a bit, so they have to be careful, and it goes! And in fact, Nopek is nearly spun over the... Oh, that's a car. Oh, that McLaren is off. That McLaren is off. It was... I think it was Fernand. I think it was... it was Fernand indeed, creating a big pile up there. Freeway fight here is not going well for this driver with multiple incidents that went through. Congratulations is now in second place. Wegman follows in third. Von Kalben in fourth with Thiel, and then Katie de Jong just defends as much as possible. Nopek here on the outside. Defense against Holden and Lunardi with an exceptional situation, going from 17th to 11th. Morgan follows, and then Busov is behind quite a bit. Nopek tries into the inside, once into the first row. Oh, that McLaren was going extremely wide. It was Keddy. Loses the position too. That's McLaren 737. They lost the place here, and Garby goes on the outside to defend against Nopek, with a bit of touch between the two cars. But I think the Porsche will remain on the 8th place. Still defense. That McLaren will go on the brakes. I thought it would have been... Oh, the Vantillen is off. Vantillen is off. 214 sliding into the distance. That's massive. We'll have a look. Oh, he just went for a spin by himself. He was in 5th place. That's a major one. And as he was going back onto the racetrack, he went for another spin. And another Porsche there was a bit off track. And unfortunately, he's all the way down in 32nd place. Wegman is now attempting to go into second. Absolute astonishing job for this McLaren. Oh, there's another car off. It's 29. I'm trying to reach it. It's 72.2. I think we will have a better look later on. Difficult situation for some cars here, having trouble in the dump. Possibly some of them tried to go with dry tires and it didn't pay off. I can have a look at the tires at the moment, maybe. So we've got Lucassen that has... I need a better view though. This is awful. This is not really helping the situation. Ooh, Garby went really off there. Lost a chunk of positions. Nardi now trying into the inside. Little contact, but without too much trouble. That McLaren is all the way on the grass and he loses 1 place. Maybe 2, with the BMW on outside. That tries something there. But nothing goes through. Something goes through behind though, because I think Canton was trying against the Bentley. And I think Ulrich has to defend a bit, but that slipstream is very weak in comparison to the Bentley's strength in the top speed. Already attacking the BMW in front. That's for 9th place overall. Ultimately this train remains. A good chunk of cars that unfortunately had to go into pits and try to repair the car. Still a good fight here. Quite a great job by Lunardi here. 7th place from 17th. It helped that a few cars went off the racetrack altogether. But he definitely made a couple of overtakes too. Now he's here in 7th place. Just in front of the train that follows. I think that Ferrari there, it's Holden. Just lost a bit of time here. Over the curb, braking was not a great idea. And he lost another bit of time to Lunardi and obviously to Nopek. They're now in 5th place. after he felt the heat from car now quite a lot behind. Vantillen in 21st place at the moment, trying to go with an overtake here on the inside of Novak. I think the overtake went through without too much trouble. Oh, as Lunardi made a mistake there. I think I just missed the overtake altogether there. Yep, I need to apologize. So Vantillen goes again into the inside. 19th place. It's just the beginning of his comeback. Now he has an entire train made of pro class drivers. As Ek, Garbi 2 are battling for position. Garbi trying to stay on the outside and need a contact between two cars. I think the Porsche didn't think the Bimbo would have stayed where he was. And now Ek gained the place and Garbi nearly lost it against Robinson in 14th place. He will remain behind Ek though. Another overtake there is between Ulrich and Morgan. 888 being attacked by the Bentley. And now behind, even Canton is looking at it with interest, but the Bentley for now remains in 9th. I don't think there is okay, no, maybe there is one. Morgan tries to go even inside. Ek goes sideways there, and our position has been lost by Kiss on the Audi in 16th place now. There was an attempt by the 888 to make it happen, but Morgan remains behind Ulrich at this point. A bit in a sandwich at the moment. We can have a look at what happened at the start of the race though. Many contact and incidents. We can have a look at these. There was a car in the middle of the way and then a bit of a chain reaction there. I couldn't pinpoint which car it was. We can a bit go randomly to take whoever it was. Oh, that was the contact which brought the Ferrari off. Oh, that's another incident. I think that was Casitash again getting hit. So it was from the number 22. Oh, that's a bit of a hit, but I can't pinpoint if it was one car at fault or the other. So now Ulrich trying to go in front of Lunardi. That's for further place in class. A couple of cars going into the racetrack from the pits. I think we will go back to the race start replay later on. And the Ferrari is still on the outside. Maybe there is a chance here. There isn't. Morgan's still far away. Nearly losing the place actually to Canton. There is a bit of space between the two. And this train is for 7th place. Rain doesn't stop. And I think it will go on for the next 50 minutes. On the curb. And from the screen I just saw Morgan actually going into the pits, changing the tires already, as Ulrich goes... Oh, with a contact! That was not necessary. What happened there? Why was there... Why did this happen? Now Ulrich behind Ek and Kantan and Garby. So he was trying to go for the turn, even if it was practically impossible. And then Ulrich went over the gravel, lost some places. Now he's in 12th place, and there is also a 56 car into the pits. I think a retirement for them. Oh, he lost the rear. Lost the rear on entry. And called it a day. And he called it a day for the Dutch driver. Wegman still trying to attack second place Congretel. Wegman is absolutely smashing this round. He very likely managed to gain the most with a perfect setup with the tires. A bit maybe by luck. Those cars are having some difficulties on the racetrack at the moment. Obviously, it also helps if you are good behind the wheel. Smith also in front of Cruz, 233, which was involved in an incident earlier on. And Cruz now 16th place for them. I think we can go back to... maybe not. Ulrich, extremely wide. Oh, he lost another place there from Sberla. I think it was on its own. He was behind a Ferrari. And then he went on the curb. Oh, don't hit the wall. He didn't hit the wall, but he did lose a place and seconds. The car in front of Antil and was the car in front of him. And Sberla is the car behind, which is now in front of the Bentley. I really didn't help understand what happened there. Antil, which was very much behind after the early spin, and now trying to attack Garby. One of the fastest cars on track. He is a good chunk behind the first part of the standing. Here he is going in 11th place, pushing Garby a bit off track. The Porsche clearly not happy with that, but I don't think anything will be given back. Cruz is now in front of Smith, the very same corner. And behind Novak is absolutely looking at it with interest. Car number 22. Oh, Holden into the pits already. Oh, that car was literally sideways. And it was Osorio completely missing the braking point, trying to brake as soon as possible and nearly taking the BMW with him. You can see missing the braking point completely, trying to brake on the curb, which obviously didn't help at all. And that BMW was Novak, which made it through with some damage, very likely, but nothing to worry too much about. His tail is in 16th place. Osorio on the other end is in 23rd, now behind Brown. Eck still trying to get in front of Lunardi. Now 1 second behind the Canton. And there is a lot going on, I'll be honest. I'm really having some struggle keeping it together. Oh, Eck going a bit slow there, losing a good chunk of time. And I think Van Tielen will be quite happy to try to go in front of G-Kicks or Benjamin Eck. I don't know how much it took to make the delivery. It's a very nice one. Van Tielen is rapidly approaching. And Ulrich behind is now in front of Sberla at the very least. But 41 in front. Vantile, no, there is a contact here! Just when I switch the camera behind, position given back, but this is what happened there with the Ferrari going over inside. Oh, absolutely missing the braking point there, I think. Trying an impossible move. Giving back the position to Eck. Fair play. But I don't think it's over. Oh, way better exit for the Ferrari, but unfortunately kind of missing. Oh, Congratl is off! Congratl is off! He lost the place on Van Kalben and Wegman. What happened there? As we go with the replay with the second, former second place driver. Oh, he just missed the braking point. He didn't overreact, so he didn't lose the rear. But he lost the place on both Wegman and Van Kalben. So now it's a battle for second place. Wegman is leading the battle for second place. Absolutely incredible run for this driver here. And he late in the field in his class and definitely creating a challenge for the overall drivers. Vantilin is now on the inside. Oh, there's another contact there. But I think we can have a look at here. Von Tillen, that's for 9th place. Brakes way later. Goes on the brakes. Sits on the apex. And Eck wanted to do the opposite but couldn't really make it. Ulrich is still behind. Novak goes on the left hand side of the Ferrari and makes the place on Smith. And the Garbi, I think he made a mistake because now there is the overtake that has been done there. Oh, it was definitely a mistake by the Porsche, you can see here. With Ulrich making the pass for 11th place. That's 11th place for the Bentley driver. Still here for second place is the battle. Although not for overall, even if I think Wegman has to be promoted at this point. Just for this race. Obviously, it's important to know the situation even in the race number 1, which I actually have to check. I usually don't count the first round for championship purposes, because usually the first round is kind of there. It helps until a certain point. So Wegman at the moment is not only in second place comfortably, but also improving the gap to the 187 behind and 170, which is now 4th. And I think the car in front is not completely safe, although lost an eternity there. What happened to the car number 992? This is the view of the Porsche, which was trying to go for the external move. Oh, he just went on the curb, I think. Yes, he just went on the curb. Then he lost the car on exit. Wegman is the first to go into the pits. Ah no, okay, it showed that he was in the pits. Not sure why. Oh, he just went extremely wide there on entry. He lost the braking point and lost the second place. And I think Congratl is very amused to know this. So now Lucassen is back in safe zone. 4 seconds from the chasers behind. after this costly mistake. And Nopek behind is also looking forward to this. Remember that he was involved in an incident earlier on. Bella in 13th is very close to Garby in front, which has lost another place from Ulrich earlier on. As Lunardi went into the pits from 9th place. Garby here with some gap from behind. Very early pits though, 47 minutes to go. But although it has to be said that with rain tires you basically don't really ruin them. With Andretti livery for Garby. I think it's Ericsson's livery, that one there. The newest one since Ericsson went into Andretti. Speaking of IndyCar, I don't want to be a Penske fan at the moment. Oh, Canton made the Joker lap. We can have a look at this. Oh, he just went on the curb. Okay, he saved the car, it's okay. He absolutely went a bit too much on the wheel, but everything went well. Oh, Wegman entered inside he goes, and I think the placement done for Wegman, and the German has to stay behind. It's a mistake by Von Kalben. And Bergman is now there, looking forward to this. For 1.2 seconds, they had to be gained back. Although the car in front is very good. 36.9 was the last lap for Lucassen. Wegman's last lap was a 37.1, although staying in dirty air. So there is actually, I wouldn't put my hand on the fire over the situation. Congratulations there. Still interested in the position up ahead. Bergman with a mistake there on the hairpin, but not a costly one. In fact, he will stay in second. Bit on the curb. Drive it through for Brown, exceeding track limits. The first one of the race. Oh, bit of contact there, and Von Calvin is now in 4th place. And Nopek is just following behind this train. Now, effectively, the track is very dark. Ek there and Ulrich, that's for 9th place. Oh, Ulrich was a bit too early in the brakes, and Ek utilizes this for launching into the pit, changing the tires, and very likely adjust the pressure, because that's the important thing. In fact, after the pit stop, we're going to see the very real, the real shape of these cars and setups and drivers. Also, I think we can go very quickly to have a better look at what happened at the very start of the race, because if you see some drivers already lapped, this happened at the very early stages of the race. This is what happened. Already a car going sideways, you can see some contacts from behind. Some cars, a car was already in the wall, then you can see Fernando going sideways, putting away, I think, a Mercedes, and then a free wide into turn 1. This is also what happened early on. This was actually missed from me, with Benjamin Necker going sideways, getting pushed by someone there. I want to have a better look at this. Oh, little contact by the Mercedes, number 20. I think that Mercedes was the one that is not on track anymore, and that is why this Mercedes was, this BMW is now a bit far away from the very lead. I want to have a better look from this. It's actually awful, but you can see the Bentley of Ulrich that tried to. The Mercedes was very lucky, to be fair. We can have a look from this. You can see that Mercedes, unfortunately, getting hit. Oh, and then a massive hit on that Mercedes. Now I just selected at this point to Stein going over and crashing with the Mercedes, which I can't really see who that was. Somehow it doesn't show me. It was the most impacted one, and yet the one I can't say who it was. So now, into the pits everyone. It's going to be a bit difficult to understand where the drivers are, since we are in the pit switchover, as here there is a battle for technically 15th place, although Von Kalben already exited the pits. Oh, there is a bit of contact there, and Casitash is off. With a, honestly, not so much of a hit, that wasn't that heavy, but this Drasher maybe didn't expect that, and now he is behind Gallo too. That's 4th position. And OPEC is now trying to go in front of Osorio, which didn't pit. The issue of pitting early in this track is that especially after the incident at the beginning, you basically come out in the middle of the pack. So the best opinion actually is to go for the overcut. Chris Romano's strategy of the day: go for the overcut, because otherwise you will be stuck behind all the drivers and you have to fight for your position, because a car that didn't pit doesn't mean that they have to leave the space open. They can easily defend if they want. Not necessary, but they want. If they want, they can. And if you hit them, it's actually going to be a penalty for you. And I am absolutely not speaking for experience. It's a bit of a... I mean, if you do it, it's... I honestly don't like you if you do it. But... you can do it. Nothing says otherwise. Wegman is just with clean air by 9 seconds. Congratel 2. Nopek same. Von Kalben is a bit in a difficult spot. Also getting overtaken by Nopek in the pits. That was actually not seen by me. Then Ek, completely in the middle of the pack, still battling with Ulrich after exiting the pits. Just behind Brown. Both cars were involved in an early incident, and both cars are not in a place they actually have to be. I can't really say the position they are on, since, as I said, many drivers still have to pit. Kassen is now into the pits. Van Tielen is now into the pits. Kelly is now into the pits. Canton is now into the pits. Berlin is now into the pits. Yes. I was just hoping that. Kroos is actually out. Novak will go into the pits. Smith, guess what? Is into the pits. Busov, you already know. And this actually leaves Wegman provisional lead. Okay, no, Lucasen is already out of the pit lane. So I think Wegman has gained back a couple of temps. Not too much, but he has gained a couple of temps. It also will help having better tires, hot tires at the moment for Wegman. Concreted behind follows. Knopek made the personal best, so new tires clearly work. The pressures were wrong for this car, so I'm actually looking forward for Knopek to make a good result. Von Kalben is the loser of this fight. 6th place at the moment for Von Kalben, and 3 seconds of gap from Knopek. Gallo follows, but still has to pit. 7 goes to Odd, 7 goes to Olden. Actually, no, the number 21 is in 7th, technically. Oh, that is not good. Sberla, Simone Sberla, the Italian, has a stop and go 30 seconds for exceeding the speed of 50 km per hour in the pit lane. Drive through for Van Linshoot, 31st place. Mijumek and Ulrich still fighting one another. That for 12th place at the moment, which will probably become 10th or even 9th, depending on when Kroos comes out, but I think behind them. Oh, that's Nopek going for some rallycross. Back in front of Von Kalben, but I think Von Kalben has the place done. As fast as possible, alongside. Speed difference is good enough to make the move, and it's going to be the McLaren behind. They goes for the cutback move, trying to go into the inside, Ferrari outside, a bit on the curb, but not too much, otherwise you spin around, as we saw already multiple times. And I think the Ferrari will stay in front, so Nopek now lost the place on Von Kalben. We have a look at it, because I think we just nailed Nopek's moment here. Oh, he just braked on the curb, trying to go sideways. Then over the gravel. Lost an eternity from the cars in front. And then you can see the Ferrari going close to them. Oh, down into the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the McLaren. Very close between the two. There is no literal centimeter is between the two drivers, and Nopek stays behind Von Kalben. That's for 4th place. Or the podium in Alien class. As Bella goes into the stop and go penalty, hoping to not achieve another one. So now we have the battle for 2nd, the battle for 4th, the battle for 8th, no, 7th, no, 6th, because both Gallinaudo still have to pit. The battle for technically 9th, no, 10th, because Kroos is now in 18th. Van Tielen is very close to Otto, and it is not the problem. The problem is that behind Olden is closing. I think Van Tielen will make the pass as soon as possible. As you can see, Otto here is defending, or trying to. I think now the pass has been done easily by Van Tielen, and Holden behind went just wide on exit. Concreter here is still in 3rd place. The main objective is obviously Lucasen, but at this point I think Wegman is the realistic objective for the Frenchman, for Virtual Driver by Extra. Behind in 4th place, quite a few hundred meters behind. It is the battle for 4th with Von Kalben and Nopek battling for the position. Realistically, Wegman has it in his hands without too much trouble in his class. Honestly, I will do, I don't know if James is listening to me, but if possible I will do an overall leaderboard anyway from this round on, just for the sake of having the results in overall class being registered by the drivers. It's a nice statistics nevertheless, to beat basically the entire field except one, even if a class below. And it doesn't seem to be lucky, because you can see that Wegman is actually keeping the place. Not as good as Lucassen. Lucassen is on his own at this point. It's 5.5 seconds, nearly 6. 36.5 was the last lap. The best lap was at 46.2 by the 414 in the very lead. The 67 is there, and Gallo is now into the pits with some damage on the front end of the car too. And I think Odo will go for the same route, so now Holden is back in clean air. Nopek here trying to go on the inside. There is no space available for the driver in the Polish colors. That diffuser is very detailed, I'll be honest. It's a very nice diffuser. Oh, he goes into the inside, there is no space available. The Ferrari has the better line, a bit on the outside, but it has more grip compared to the inside, where usually you try to go on the curb, which is a bit slidey. Oh, now into the inside again, trying to go for a gap that doesn't exist, maybe trying to create the gap that he wishes it exists. But still, nothing happens there. "20 minutes to go, and still everything is at stakes." Congratello effectively, he may be out of contention for second place, because now there is a second of gap between the two drivers in second and third. 1.12 is getting larger, and the slipstream, and the straight line will not help the Ferrari anyway, which puts... Oh, never mind what's I said, because Verman is off over the gravel and into the wall. No, not this one. Not this one here, please. I just said I just said merely seconds ago that was safe. Okay, I have to stop saying anything. I have to stop saying anything. Novak is now over alongside Brown, and that is going to be the place number 12 or 13. One after the other, and I think Brown has lost a place on the BMW there. Novak now in the 12th place. Place done. It's important to notice that Garby is just there behind. Garby, a bit of a under-level performance, this one here. 14th place only. Difficulty is keeping the place alive. And into the pits. Didn't go well as well. Brown also had to go... Okay, so interestingly, Novak didn't change the tires. Nopek. Still very close to the car in front of Von Kalben. That's for the podium position now. So as I was saying, Novak didn't change the tires, and Brown went for a drive-through. I'm missing something from there though, because I'm quite sure that the rule was that you have to stay in the pit for at least 25 seconds. Let me have a quick look. Okay, I can't apparently. Can I go here? Season. In fact, Brown, okay, still has to pit. Okay, no, I'm just dumb. I can't. In fact, Brown lost another place. He still has to pit. He went for a drive-through, but it was not a pit. I don't know why I didn't look to the left. Actually, I feel very dumb at the moment. Von Kalben here trying to defend practically at the very beginning of the straight line. It was a bit an extreme defense. That is a car on the left hand side, which I think it is the 503 of Osorio. Ooh, Novak lost an eternity there. What happened? He lost all the places he had. You can see I'm probably a bit too much behind. I mean, a bit too much behind. Oh, he just went wide. You can see losing 1, 2, 3 places. He was in front of Garby, and now he's behind Brown, who still has to pit, which makes me very clever still looking at it. It's literally the only one in the entire field, and yet I had to like question it. Wow, kudos on me. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Novak was the only one to not change the tires. I don't know how much it gained him, because there is a mandatory pit of at least 25 seconds. And those 5 seconds you can gain it back if you don't change the tires. At the moment he may have made a good idea, but for now we will never know, because there is the possible overtake between Cruz and Garby, as the 216 is off track. The 216 in 29th place. Oh, that's a bit too wide for Garby. Whereas in front here is still Nopek and Von Kalben. Oh, there is a car off track there too. I think it was the 134. Oh, there is a contact this time around, and I think Von Kalben is off. Ooh, there's a heavy contact between the two drivers. I definitely have to have a look from the helicam here. You can see the Ferrari braking a bit earlier than the usual, the McLaren maybe a bit later than the usual. And the two collided. So Von Kalben 4th place. Barrel in front of... Ooh, Ulrich goes in front of Holden 2. That's an in-class overtake. Was that Holden going wide? Was that Holden? It was Holden going wide, losing the rear for a tiny bit of time. And then Ulrich is now in 8th place overall, which is 2nd place in class. And the 7, 8, 9 is yet again off track. I can't know the reason though. We'll try to have a look like this, because I just want to see how this happened. As Brown is now into the pit. Oh, that's why. Yep, it just went sideways. Brown into the pits. Just here in 25th place, even for him, a bit of a difficult round, this one here. 50 minutes to go to the very end. And many places are settled. And as I say that, there's been the overtake here between Cruz and Garby. For 12th place. Maybe I can have a look at this. How this no, okay, maybe I'm way too early. No, maybe no. Okay, no, yes I am. Definitely. Can have a look from here. Okay, I give up. Honestly, I'm not very lucky today with the replays. So now Cross is in 12th place. Ooh, that's a garbage going slightly off. Losing the place. Even on Novak. Number 22 behind, then Fernando, then Case, then Robinson, Smith. With Busov behind. 11 places behind where he started from. As Kiss made a mistake there because now Robinson is in front. Oh yeah, he just lost the rear there. And lost the place on Robinson. That's for 16th. Morgan here in 888, battling with Guaglio, number 20. The leader is coming through, so I think Guaglio and Morgan will have to put their battle aside for a moment. Fishing the lights already. The BMW clearly has the idea, but if the Porsche doesn't do it, he will not either. Oh, now this is interesting because you can see already the Porsche going on the right side and makes the place. That's a very good. Oh, there is a contact. And Guaglio is off. Lost the place on Morgan. As Sanchez behind, also battling with a Mercedes in front. It's Sergio Osorio. As AJ Sanchez, number 73. This wouldn't be a pass for a position in class. Very interestingly, another pass which wouldn't be an in class 1 is the one in 4th place, because Wegman is back, although with some damage on the front of the car and a spin, he is back, gaining a 10th after 10th after 10th every single sector. As Morgan, I think he let Guaglio pass by, but by mistake he also let Gallo pass by. From here. Still a dump truck, very little rain, the one that fell. In the last 10 minutes we'll see who effectively jumps into the podium, because still anything can happen. At this point I will never say again, I think the positions are settled more or less, because the second the very second following that sentence, this McLaren went sideways. It's still the battle for 17th place in all of these. In Pro Class here, it's a Kiss against Smith against Brusov. Oh, moving inside, and there is also another car sideways, but we'll stay with this. Smith made a quite elegant pass, and Kiss already has to defend again, but this time against Brusov in the 95 Ferrari. Few meters behind, it's Guaglio and Gallo. Not even behind. It's actually side by side between these two, but the Porsche remains behind for the moment. And Wegman goes into the pits for a drive-through for exceeding track limits. So, I said it. I think I said it. Okay. I think I have to stop even looking at Bergman, because every time the camera falls on him, everything falls apart, because now Wegman is behind Ulrich. And that is for position in class. As Brusov made just the pass in that corner, in the hairpin, on Kiss. With Kiss going a bit too much wide. Up in front, it's Fernando Robinson. Oh, that's a lot of defending for Fernando. Was really trying to keep it as much as possible. SimTech Racing here in 16th. Could it be this time around for Robinson? Very close this time around, but nothing goes from here. There is also a possible pass for position in 10th and in 7th. Pro Class still that doesn't have a clear position standing. In fact, I think we can go in Olden's place. I'm not really sure at this point, because I fear the milliseconds I switch, something will happen here. Behind no one, in front the McLaren. These two still glued together. Already Fernando defending as soon as possible. Robinson a bit too early on attack. Whilst in 10th place, you can see here, I think it's a double battle, this one. So I will go a bit left and forth, wow, back and forth. With Canton there. This will be for podium position in class. Ferrari I'm a bit too much wide there. So we got 4 different brands fighting. No, actually 5, because if you consider the 7th place fight, there is a Bentley there. So we got Fernando there with a bit of a poor exit there compared to the BMW, but there is enough space for Robinson to make a pass, and Elias Fernando still keeping the place alive against the British man. Ooh, Holden made a mistake there into turn 1. I think Canton will make the move, and the Italian is now in 10th place, which is podium in class. It comes handy even for Robinson. I suppose a bit of a poor exit by the McLaren, but he defends very well there. For a moment, since the BMW is now alongside, and it's going to be the pass even here into turn 1 this time around, not turn 2. But the completion is in turn... Oh, there is a contact! And Robinson is off. Smith is now in front of Robinson, and Busov follows very, very close behind. Not a great situation for the McLaren this time around. I think some penalties will arrive to his name even after what happened into the very first moments of the race. And now Ulrich also goes wide and loses the place on Ulrich. That's for the winning class. And Wegman is now the McLaren in front of the Bentley. Ulrich stays now in 8th place, 2nd in class. And Wegman is now in 7th, which is lead in class. Next target is KD already. Bentley on the outside, trying to find some grip. At this point there isn't much time left, so any idea is a viable idea. Nopek is very close to Congratel. I'm just looking at it. Well, I've been looking at it for a couple of laps, but this is the closest they've been in recent memory. And Congratel, you can see how close this is. I think Congratel's tires are done. These tires are done for the day. McLaren looks forward. 2 laps to go. Oh, that's a bit too much wide for the Ferrari, and I think it's going to be side by side for a brief moment, and then McLaren goes on the inside and makes it into turn 1 and 2, and Congratel is now in 3rd. So Nopek gained back every single position. I think this has been the drive of the day. Nopek was practically out at the beginning for the battle. You can see here what happened. This is what happened at the very start of the race. I think I went too much behind. There was a contact between the Ferrari. Between the Ferrari behind and the McLaren. You can see here contact between these two drivers. He was multiple position behind. As he came back behind a good chunk of cars, just in front of Garby. And then he made it back to go into 2nd place. And now Lucasen has taken the white flag brought to you by Pursim Gear. And I think with 18 seconds of advantage, he has it in the bag. I also think that Wegman deserved more than the 7th place. Started from 5th, he was in 2nd on pace alone. And then a couple of errors put him in 7th only. Although he will still win in class, which is the important thing is this one here. Very good by Van Tielen to recover the mistake he made in the last corner. He was 31st at the end of the second lap. He is now in 5th place. Absolutely incredible. And I think the fastest drivers were also the ones that have been knocked out at the very early stages. Even Eck, he was sideways into the gravel and in no man's land in lap 1. He is now in 9th place overall. But this is going to be the win for Linus Lucassen. 414, the German driver goes over the finish line for RNL Roar to win the race. Round number 2 in Valencia. Nopek just follows. "18 seconds behind, but honestly, I think we could have had a fight if not for that contact at the beginning of the race. And Congratan completes the podium. Von Kalben is just behind. Van Tielen with an absolute performance. 31st at the end of the first lap, remember. Then Cady, 6th place, just in front. No. Does he go? He goes on the inside. It was a fault. I think he will play it safe and complete the race in 7th place and P1 in class, with Ulrich completing the 2nd place in the podium. Eck in 9th place after getting spun around at lap 1. Canton completes the podium. Very nice performance from 20th place. Holden 11th. Kreuz 12th from 18th. Garby, I think this is the only one of the few low-end performances of this race. 13th only for Garby. Novak in 14th without changing the tires. Maybe it paid off ultimately. And then Fernando, Smith, Busov, Case, Quaglio, Gallo, Morgan, Brown, Sanchez, Osorio, Sberla, Cassitrash, Vianello, and Oreshkin. Then Otto, Lunardi, Van Lieshoort, Veldman, Stein, De Jong, Curving, and Tobben didn't finish the race. I effectively lost Lunardi, but I don't know where, to be honest. A lot has happened in the race. This is what I have from the 75. Okay, the last race from the 75 is this one here. I don't think this was... How many things did they break? Okay, not sure there. Anyway, this was the race number 2 at Valencia. I will see you all next round. Next round will be in Brands Hatch on the 2nd of May. And then after that, it's going to be the 4th of May, which is home to the 8 Hours of Suzuka. Anyway, from Cristiano Romano here is all. I will see you all in the next round. Have a good night, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to follow every single race that goes on. And in the meantime, I will see you all next time. See ya!